So I'm back here taking a look at another Urtopia bike. This is a carbon bike from them. It's called the Carbon Fold 2. So as the name suggests, it's foldable as well. And it has a phenomenal weight for carbon fiber bike such as this. There's a handhold right here and you can easily lift this up because it's only 16.5 kilos. That is the total weight, battery, accessories, everything all included, which is fantastic. Now it has 18-inch wheels. It's got TechTablets brakes, 160 millimeter. The battery, which is 244 watt hours, 36 volt system, is located inside the seat post using algae cells. Range of up to 68 kilometers. Of course, I'll be putting that to the test. We've got a torque sensor, rear hub motor that is very quiet, but it's powerful, 42 Newton meters of torque, up to 250 watts, and a top speed of 25 kilometers per hour assisted with that. Built-in lights and 8 gears from Shimano. So what is it like? Is it worth the price tags? This is selling for under 2,000 US dollars. Let's find out in my review of the Urtopia Carbon Fold 2. So for this example, it's in a very small car, which is, as said, Ibiza, and it does not have a huge boot, yet it fits in there. The only thing I had to do is just remove the parcel tray because of the height of the bike, but I didn't even have to fold down the rear seats. So that's fantastic, thanks to its smaller, compact size. Then setting up the bike is very quick and easy. Lifting it out, that's pretty effortless. So you just need to open up the frame, then clip in the little latch here. You hear that click, pull up the handlebar, and then secure that in place. Make sure the little security latch there is down. And it really only takes a matter of seconds. And of course, then lift up the seat post. That's the last thing, because I had to drop that down due to the height restrictions in this particular car, but other cars you might not need to do that. And there we go. We are ready to ride. It's that easy. So scorcher of a day here, peak summer in Denia, very humid, very hot, but a little cooler on the coast. Checking out this wonderful looking bike. Now, Urtopia has done a fantastic job. Very, very nice. Now it's using Toray carbon fiber. Now this is a matte light blue paint job. And then you can see some of the carbon fiber weaves. This is where the handle is, where you can lift the whole bike up, which is really good. Very strong hinge. This is 100% flush, and I'll show you the latch on the other side shortly, but this has no flex in it, no play. When you're riding it, it really does feel like a fixed frame, not a foldable frame. The pedals, they are unfortunately foldable pedals. I know why they've done this, because everything else is foldable, so you can get it down to a very, very small compact size. Kickstand has been wonderful, no problems, no vibrations, rattles or anything. Supports the bike's weight very well, no issues. TechTablets brakes, these are 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. Braking test later in this review, but very good performance as expected. And then our inner motor rear hub here, they've done a great job with this. 42 Newton meters of torque, 250 watts is the max, and up to 25 kilometers per hour is the rating for it. Now 244 watt hour seat post battery style. Now this is using algae cells, so proper brand here. So we've got South Korean cells, and we have our rear tail light. It's bright, and when you start to slow down, it in fact gets brighter. It detects that, and the seat is comfortable. It's got a little bit of a padding to it here, and it's a synthetic finish to it, and overall no complaints with this seat. Now I have one minor complaint with this battery, and that is the fact that it's not locked into place. So someone could go along and steal this. Now the cable plugs in to the bottom of it. It's quite discreet, and the rest of the cabling is part of the frame. Now you get up to about 68 kilometers is their claim for the range. I'm looking around 55 with my own personal use, but there is an extendable battery you can get here that'll take that range up to 160. That's where it plugs in. That is going to really give you some amazing range there if you do need that. Urtopia branding on the side. And the fork, that's carbon fiber too as well. So it's all carbon fiber, the frame, the fork, and the TechTablets 160 millimeter at the front. That is the powerful magnet with the rear that holds the bike together when you do fold it. We've got mud guards. Now these are made out of metal. They're not plastic ones. And here we have a reflector front headlight with a focal lens within it. And as you see now, this is bright, so it lights the path up ahead of me. I find it works really well, and they've selected an excellent front headlight for this excellent bike. Along the rear, there is a reflector. This does not have an LED within it. It's just a reflector, but great to have. And then we've got the side reflectors you can see in the spokes there. So when someone's approaching you side on, a car with headlights, they will see you. So good for safety. These tires are 18 by 2 inches wide. They're from Kenda. Good directional tread pattern and very good rolling resistance with them, I've noticed. And they seem to give a lot of traction, a lot of grip, at least in the drive for me. It hasn't rained yet and probably won't for another month, so I can't test that out at the moment. For our gears, we have Shimano Atlas. So yes, this is entry level, but the shifts have been good. Accurate, no grading of gears. So either the alignment or this derailleur out of the box has been perfect for me. Here is the folding mechanism latch. Now it's very sturdy, gives me a lot of confidence. I'm not worried at all. The bike is never going to feel to me like this has any movement or play in it. It's absolutely rock solid. So this is the little security latch. So you need to pull that forward and then pull out here on the latch. That opens up, and then you can proceed to fold the bike in half. Quick release adjustment for handlebar height, so you can get the handlebar right up, and that aids in the comfort of your ride. And there's a quick release for adjusting the handlebar itself. Lock grips, which is good to see. They are of the foam type. I would have preferred rubber, because sometimes, or especially in summer, the foam ones can get a little bit sweaty if you're not using gloves. I don't tend to with this style of bike, at least. The gear selector there from Shimano, which is working absolutely fine, no problems there. And here we have the screen. Now you should be able to see this, but in direct sunlight it is completely visible. We've got the pedal assist level, so we have off, you have eco, tour, smart, and then boost being the maximum one. You can go through the different modes. You can take a look at your trip, average speeds, and I like this here. You've got your maximum power in watts, your rider percentage of how much energy you're putting in, and the engine. So right now it's 70% rider, 30% the motor, and the average power that I am using too displayed there. So only idiots ride at this time of the day, midday, but there's two reasons why I do this, and it's definitely not because of the heat, which is unbearable almost. As you can see, I have almost the whole rocky coast here to myself. Sun position is right overhead, so we don't have the sun in front of me or behind me. And that means I can give you clearer looks at this bike. That's why I do this, even though it seems a bit crazy to some. So the bike is one of these bikes that it is so much better than it looks. Like 5 times, it rides 5 times better than it looks. And I'll explain why that is. Now the frame geometry is very good on this. The riding position, I was a bit worried. I thought, well, 18-inch sized rims or wheels, it's going to be a little bit cramped, right? But it isn't. You can see here I've got plenty of room for my knees. No issues with that at all. Upright riding position is fantastic. The seat height can be adjusted up nice and high. It also drops down super low that even a child could ride this bike. And I raised the handlebars too. So that all adds to the comfort of this upright riding position. Now the bike is very smooth, geared really well, and because it's so lightweight, it just seems to roll so easy, and helped by the fact we've got these very good Kenda tires on it. So 18 inches by 2 inches wide, tread pattern designed for the roads, and it is an incredibly smooth ride thanks to the torque sensor and the power delivery, absolutely fantastic. So we have that 250 watt motor. The torque sensor means that the power, it comes in instantaneously. It is very smooth in the power delivery, how it delivers that power, and I'm not hearing the motor at all. And the fact that it's geared really well means in the 8th gear, the high gear, I can happily cruise along at around about 30 kilometers per hour, not even using the battery, because remember the battery assistance will take us up to 25 kilometers per hour, but on your own pedal power, of course, you can get up to around 30, 32. Now what I found with a lot of these smaller foldable bikes, unlike the Urtopia Carbon Fold 2, is that they had only one speed, very limited. So poor in the climbs, top speed wasn't great. It felt like it needed a little bit more, but not here. 8 gears to choose from. They've done a really good job with this bike. Just how it rides is so good. It rides 5 times better than it looks. So how does the Carbon Fold 2 climb? Well, this is what this test is. It's a 20-degree climb. I'm going to start out in the 3rd gear, so not even the lowest gear, and I'll keep it on the Tour pedal assist mode. And you can see now that I'm going up this yellow with no problems at all. I can even increase the gearing. I'll go to the 4th gear, and I'm comfortably going up this at approximately 13 kilometers per hour. That's in Tour, so not even in the boost mode. In Smart, it feels a little easier. Boost certainly, and I can even see the gauge here. I'm putting in half effort, the bike is doing the other half. So this is absolutely fine. Now if I turn off the motor completely, so just turn it to off, straight away I can feel that. And in the lowest gear now, for this climb I can do it. This isn't too bad. Now I could not say the same about the other foldable bikes I've tested that have a single gear. For climbs, this would be impossible. So if you haven't seen my other videos, this is an emergency braking test from 30 kilometers per hour from this white post. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Oh, I can smell burnt rubber. So I locked up the rear and I did my best to use a sort of ABS style of braking. Before this post means above average braking. On the post is about average. Beyond that is poor braking. So we have well above average brakes here thanks to TechTablets, so 160mm hydraulic disc brakes. The brake levers feel wonderful, they're really good, and braking is great. Safely stop when needed. So it's easy to see why this bike rides so well, and it's because of 2 big factors. And that is the gears. So the 8-speed really makes all the difference compared to some of the other foldables. Some of them have a 3-speed or 2-speed hub, which is okay, but having the 8 gears, a nice low gear and a good, nice high top gear, means that cruising along, very comfortable, the riding position, and then the weight of the bike certainly does help. So it's such a pleasure to ride. So finally, that brings me on to the important aspects of this bike. And one of them is the big one, range, and it's good for this style of bike. So 18-inch wheels, foldable. They claim 68 kilometers. I use the Tour mode and also use the Smart mode, and a couple of big climbs. 55 kilometers is my range. So that's not far off from their claim. So their claim is quite realistic. If you just use Eco, you'd probably be able to get that if you're a light rider and you're riding on the flat. Torque sensor works great brakes from TechTablets, hydraulic, 160mm, and then we have the 8-speed setup from Shimano. It really makes this bike because you have then the gearing for climbs and for just being on the flat and cruising along at a comfortable, say, 30 kilometers per hour, which is good. I can't say that about all foldable bikes like this. Carbon fiber, 2-rate carbon fiber frame and front fork means that, as I demonstrated, it's super light, 16.5 kilos. Talked about that a lot in this video because it is very, very good. It's a phenomenal weight for a bike like this. And overall, I'm really happy with it. The screen can be seen in direct sunlight. My complaints about the bike, what I've encountered that I don't like, are very nitpicky. Well, the grips here, one of them's constantly spinning around on me, even though I torqued it up to the max that I can. For the hand grips here, I would probably replace those because this one clearly must be faulty because it spins around a little bit. The other is you cannot lock the seat post, at least not in this initial release. It's not lockable. There's no lock here to lock that seat into place. I would have liked to have seen that. That's it. So for under $2,000, you're getting yourself a fantastic foldable carbon bike. If that's what you need, a bike that can become really compact, that you can fit it easily into the boot trunk of a car, no problems. Put this away in storage, then this is the bike to go for. Urtopia has done a fantastic job. In fact, I think I like this bike more than their larger 300C bikes that I've tested. So thank you so much for watching my review of the Urtopia Carbon Fold 2.